Thinking about what I should talk about today, I was able to do some reflecting on my life so far. I've had my share of good moments and bad moments, but one thing that has been consistent in my life is learning lessons. I've especially learned from watching my loved ones experience things. They have taught me things without verbal interactions. I have been able to use what I've learned from watching them and apply them in my own experiences. My grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2011. When she shared the news with me, I was devastated. I cried the rest of that night, but one thing I will always remember is how calm she was when she did tell me. In my mind, I was contemplating why she wasn't upset as I was, knowing that this could lead to something much worse. She looked at me and told me, "I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna fight this and win." I watched how she constantly fought it daily and kept that beautiful smile of hers even when she was in pain. The thing that took me most by surprise was the fact that she would go through her chemotherapy treatments and would still be in church on Sundays. I constantly remember just being in awe of her strength and her perseverance. She immediately became, in my eyes, the strongest person I know. I was in middle school at the time and didn't expect her to be at the games. I remember the first game since the diagnosis, and I almost broke down seeing her come through the door. I couldn't believe that she was able to come to my game. I remember dedicating the rest of that season to her fight by wearing pink socks and sneakers with her initials on them. She is now proudly a 6-year breast cancer survivor. To this day, I honor her strength and courage during that difficult time by continuing to wear pink socks in almost all the games that I play, except if I forgot to wash them. Her battle changed my perspective and my approach on life as a whole. I learned that life will continuously present you with challenges, and you can either fold or win. What I didn't know at the time was that watching her go through that was preparing me to fight my own battles. One of my biggest battles that I have fought was in my first year at Brooks. When I first arrived on campus, I was extremely excited to start the basketball season. I had a plan that I would contribute greatly and immediately to the team's success in the 3 years I would be here. Unfortunately, everything doesn't go according to plan. I didn't play as much as I thought I would during the season. There was a stretch of games in which I didn't play at all. I was so disappointed, mainly because I knew what I was capable of. I remember after the St. Andrews game, I called my dad and broke down crying. I couldn't believe that I didn't play a single minute that game. After that, I let that game affect the effort I gave in practice, and I also let the fact that things weren't going my way affect how I socialized off the court. I rarely spent any time with friends, as I would be in my room 95% of the time. There was a moment where my dad and I thought about leaving the school because I didn't want to deal with that for 3 years. We came to an agreement that I would continue to work hard, and if nothing changed, I would explore other options. An opportunity opened up for me when towards the end of the season, T went down with an injury. Adonis and I immediately stepped into that role and made sure that the team didn't miss a beat. I started to play and play well as we won our first Class B championship. As the season ended, it raced through my mind on if I should stay at the end of the season on such a high note. It left me wondering if it was a sign of things to come. Why did I stay, you ask? Well, I thought that leaving would make me a quitter who won't work to get what he wants. I also have faith that God put me in this situation for a reason and that my patience will pay off soon enough. Even though the season didn't go as planned, I still accomplished something, winning the championship. I truly believe that this was the only place where I could accomplish everything I wanted to on and off the court. And I had to realize that there were going to be tough times and that will only make success so much sweeter. I dedicated myself to working harder than I ever have and was motivated to go get what I wanted. I returned with a better sense of confidence in my abilities, and it led to better results on and off the court. I became more outgoing and started to speak and participate in things a little more. Thinking back on it, I truly made the right decision to stay. Since then, I have been able to make an impact on people's lives, whether through friendship or just a simple hello, how you doing? Before I finish, I just want to take some time to thank the people who have helped me to get to this point in my life. First and foremost, I want to thank Coach McVeigh. Thank you for believing in me and taking a chance on a kid from Brooklyn. I'm sorry that my dad wanted to fight you my first year. You taught me that patience is a virtue and that my hard work will show at the right time. Secondly, I want to thank my dad. Words can't express, man. You are truly the best father a kid could ever ask for. I've constantly told myself that I want to be just like you. Your energy is so infectious, and it shows every time we go somewhere. Someone is down the block screaming, "Riz!" I'll never forget the time when we were in Food Town and you and Spider were having a full-blown conversation about life while I was on a crate literally shivering to death. I never really realized how blessed I am to have you in a world where young black brothers like me don't have a father in this world. You have taught me so much, and when nobody else believed in me, you were always behind me, keeping my head up. When there were moments where I wondered if I was pushing for something that I couldn't receive. I love you so much, and you mean the world to me, and you are truly my best friend. I want to thank my grandmother. Where do I start? You are simply one of the biggest blessings that I will ever receive. You have always been there to support me and be a shoulder I can lean on when I'm upset about anything. That smile of yours might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I probably haven't told you this, but you're like a mother to me. I know I get on your nerves when I decide to eat and immediately decide to nap without putting my dishes away. But I wouldn't have it any other way. You taught me how to wash clothes, do the dishes, even though you forced me to, and simply to just be the best person I could be. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. You are the strongest person I know. I love you, Grandma. I don't know who or where I would be without your presence in life. And lastly, thank you, Brooks. You have allowed me to evolve over the course of these 3 years and have made me a stronger person and a better student. I have learned how to time manage and other things that will help me in the long run. I am blessed to have made friends that are awesome and that are great people in general. I love all of y'all, and I wish y'all luck in your next adventure. I'm grateful for this experience and won't forget the people I've interacted with during this long but seemingly fast 3 years. Thank you, and God bless.